I'm a business owner. Jack, you need to curb the ADHD.
Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So Team Ronin Sidetracked, episode 13, I think it is. Can't remember, I think it's 13. So got Fitton, Kev, Jack, and our guest tonight.
Hi, Matt. Matt.
Just Matt.
Just Matt.
Matt. From where are you from?
X-rays.
Oh, it's almost like you've got it on you.
You can see it on there.
You can definitely make it out, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. So thanks for coming down, Matt.
Yeah, very welcome.
I obviously know you quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yep, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Inside and out.
Oh.
I think Jack knows you as well.
Yep.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, cool. So obviously, you not being a drifter, be a good change. So we'll actually have a bit of a fresh look at things and stuff. So we're not going to talk all about drifting tonight. We'll talk about other things. So we'll start off then. So, how did you start XO racing then? So we'll give a little background of what XO racing is.
So we do Japanese performance parts, and as you know, you guys bought a lot of stuff from us. And what?
Jack hasn't
Apart
because he's got a horrible German
The
heart.
rest of Team Ronin have not Jack. He hangs on.
Jack doesn't have any money. Jack doesn't even have a bicycle.
So we do Japanese performance parts, specialise in heat management, and we do loads of other stuff as well. We do loads of brands, and mainly just Japan. Aftermarket parts.
I think Paul got his ECU from you, didn't he?
Yeah, he got ECU, digital dash, wide band, some other stuff, and
I got a wide band from you as well, didn't I? All my heat stuff, all my air fittings, everything like that.
Yeah.
You do a lot with the T7 heaters as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Because obviously you priced one of them up for me for this year as well.
Yeah.
So.
No, we do loads of different brands, so it depends kind of who specialises in what, and a bit of a mixture really.
Just looking for the best deals for people really. And
pretty much. Yeah.
well, you can mark up loads and loads of money and make millions, yeah?
If you say so. I wish.
That's what Betty told me.
I don't think he'd.
Don't make millions.
I don't think he'd be sat here with us if he made millions.
Of course he would. I'm a fucking delight. Where else is he going to be?
As far away from you as possible.
If he did, I would have robbed him by now.
Not me, mate.
Wow.
No, I mean.
Wow.
As a go GN from drifting, what is it that you like about drifting and what is it you dislike about drifting?
I like what?
Press the button.
I'm a business owner. Jack, you need to curb the ADHD. I'm a business owner.
You probably deafened the whole audience now.
I'm sorry.
It's a really bad idea having Jack in.
We just want to put it out there. No one invited you.
No, we didn't.
If you think really hard, turn around in the mirror 3 times, I'll appear.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
Actually do it. Maybe he'll then leave.
Everyone on this planet, you do not want him there. Trust me.
So
Right. Yes. Outsider. Yeah. Drifting. What do I like about drifting? Smoke, tyres, turbos, lots of noise,
JDM there.
lots of JDM goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No beer.
I'll leave now then.
Yeah, that's it.
No comment.
My BMW's JDM as well.
It's just quite crazy compared to a lot of the other sport, I find.
Good question for you then. Obviously, selling products to everyone. So obviously, you don't just sell to drifters. You're selling to all of the car scene, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of show cars, everything. A lot of Civic builds.
Mhm.
What are people who buy drift car parts like compared to people who buy show cars? Is there a big difference in personalities?
I've got less money.
It's like,
I think it depends who it is,
right.
because there's quite a few of the drifters like you guys that I already know anyway. So it's a very different attitude towards like show cars or anybody else.
What, trying to get asked for free stuff all the time?
I mean, you guys are the worst.
Give me free shit.
Yep, there we go. I knew that was coming up. I guess I get asked more for sponsorship from drift guys than anyone else.
Yeah.
But
we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yeah,
but
we have that on our list. But,
yeah. But what I mean is, like, so the kind of people, there's not so much a type then who are drifted. Like, you can tell a drifter a mile off when they phone up for a part or anything like that.
Mainly because of what they're talking about.
Okay.
Why was that funny?
I need a new head gasket. Mate, I sold you one last week.
Yeah, that'd be a Subaru. Definitely a
Does
Subaru.
happen a lot.
Yeah.
It's different products people are buying though.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, like Paul came down, right? Paul phoned me up and he was like, "What a how tech, what a digital dash, blah 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 blah." Whereas when you're down the show car side, generally it doesn't really happen. So just in products is obviously wildly different.
Yeah.
Attitude wise, generally not, because everyone just wants to make the car as good as they can. So like, I know obviously drift cars get hit a lot, but in terms of like the parts that we sell, we don't do like body stuff. So actual parts quite similar. Obviously depending on what it is. Like I was
just going to say, I was just wondering if like the show car people are a bit more serious, and the drifters are a bit. I don't know. I always find like a lot of drifters are quite funny and quite like just is what it is. But show car people, I'd imagine, maybe a bit more serious. Maybe
no,
not really. No, right, no, fair enough.
So. Cargos are crazy. All cargos are crazy. I don't think it matters whether you drift or if it's like track or drag or whatever.
Just if you like cars, you're nuts basically, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, that's a fair
I mean, you've got to be pretty stupid to like cars, to be fair.
There's a psychology study on it. If you like cars, you have autism. That's about it.
What?
If you say so.
I don't think that's
that needs to be. I think it has to be cut.
You're going to make this the hardest podcast I've ever had to do to like cut, aren't you?
What's Jack normally like on a podcast?
That's it, one word.
I have had 6 Red Bulls today.
6 whipples?
Red Bulls.
Red Bulls?
Yeah.
Is it because I know you more than all the other guys do? Is this why you're being weighed?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think?
Am I being weird?
Yeah, that's funny.
I'll calm down. Sorry, guys. I apologise in advance.
Right, I'll cut that.
God.
Should we start?
Right. So what is it you dislike about drifting? Is there anything you dislike about it?
Not really.
No?
The thing is, I don't drift,
Yeah.
so I don't really have the same like opinion or hate that you guys would towards like specific things.
I think
So, like-
so much.
No,
but
hey.
Yeah, or like the negative side of
Yeah.
it, because I don't drift. So, like, we normally deal with people for parts. So, like, if anything, it's just the negative things that comes from parts. It isn't even like drifting as a whole. It's just the part side.
Okay.
Which obviously covers everything. It's not just drifting. So, I don't really think for me there's anything like actually negative.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, not that I can think of. It's a hard question because there's obviously negative stuff with anything you do.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's, for me specifically, there is anything like actually negative, I wouldn't say.
Cool.
What do you
That's
think?
What about what I dislike about drifting?
Because you all three of you
Costs
are
money.
drifters. Money.
Yeah. Lack of sponsorship.
Consumption of
This ain't
time
the right
and money
podcast for
is the only real problem.
I think
But
do you know
it's
what
the
the
same with
worst bit is?
any hobby, sport, or anything. It's all time and money.
Yeah.
I think the worst bit is you come back from a track day, you've broken something, it's late in the evening, you take it to your unit, and you go, oh, what have I done? Why?
I don't worry about that bit. I just shove it in the unit, walk away, and go, that's a problem for another
Oh,
day.
I think a lot of it is what people don't see outside of it. Is they see like the TikTok videos and like the videos of you driving, and they're like, "Oh, I'd love to do drifting. It looks well good." They don't see that you're there till 12 o'clock.
My biggest bugbear is leading up to an event. It's the planning everything, organising everything, making sure you've got everything, and then organising everything and loading everything up and getting ready. You suddenly go, I've left work, been at work all day, gone to the unit, and suddenly it's 12 o'clock at night and you've only just got home. And that's on a good day.
There's been plenty of times when you and I have been like, oh, we're drifting here, and then, oh, we'll go for dinner. Like, say we're loading up Friday, we'll go load up and we'll go for dinner. Nowhere's open by the time we're done, mate.
No.
Is there? Like, and you don't think about it. By the time you load everything up, and it does take time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you don't know, you don't see it. Yeah. So
Time and money.
time and money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there an
Definitely.
issue with any of the tracks or anything? Or is it purely from like your side for the cars and travel and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I've never had a problem with any track.
No?
There are tracks that are better than others, but
I think
they are what they are.
The only issue with tracks in the UK is we need more.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
That's it.
Yeah, so more stuff down. Well, just yeah. It'd be nice to have a big track down here.
Yeah.
We don't have anything close. Being in Devon, like as Matt and Martin Warnacott will tell you, like everything's so far away.
Oh yeah.
So talking about doing Drift League next year and stuff is the planning of it. It's not just like I need to leave early on a Friday. It's I need all of Friday off to be travelling two-way track to be able to set up, to be able to stay, and then it's usually the Monday as well you need off. So it's a lot.
5-6 hours up north.
Which then brings cost into it. Like,
It does bring cost into it.
you know,
Days off work.
going to Driftland and I'm suddenly going, right, well, now I've got to take 2 or 3 days off work and it's costing me X amount of money to be able to go away for the whole weekend. And
you drive up there, you lose a trailer wheel.
Oh, yeah, I don't even talk about trailer wheels. I mean, you suddenly go, that's 500 quid in fuel.
Easily.
And then everything else, hotels, staying somewhere, or tyres and everything else. Yeah. And if anything goes wrong, that's the biggest problem. Like you suddenly go, I'm travelling 12 hours to go to a drift event for a whole weekend. If anything goes wrong on day one, your weekend's over.
It's like Skippy at Waterfest. Fucking does all that organisation to get the car to Waterfest. Goes outside the track to line up. He spent a while trying to get that car ready for it, and just poof, white smoke everywhere. And doesn't drive the car the whole weekend. Takes it out once again, and then fucking just white smoke everywhere because he's thinking fixed it.
That was really the worst bit though, turning up there and just the car just
You'd be
completely loaded up.
surprised how often it happens because you can be prepared as you want. I mean, there's some people that don't do any preparation and turn up and go, "Why did my car not work?" And it's like, well, okay. But like, for instance, Paul's, when we went to Santa Pod, drove his car onto the trailer, everything's checked, drove it on perfect, drove it off, warmed it up, no worries whatsoever, went to start the next day, ran on 4 cylinders. Just overnight, no reason. So
Drop the coil.
sometimes clutches, stuff like that, like they'll just go, like, do you know what I mean?
That's motorsport, isn't it?
Yeah, but that is motorsport, yeah. Sometimes it's just not your day, is it, you know?
No.
But yeah, so that's the worst thing is probably that everything's quite far away for bigger stuff.
Right.
You know, some people are a lot closer to it, so it's easier for them. But I suppose it's not really a negative. It's just where we choose to live, I suppose, or where we are, and then that's where we've set up our home and base or whatever. So
I guess this is like a misconception I hear quite a lot is that because obviously like all the drifters have like jobs or multiple jobs to be able to pay for this stuff, right? Because it's like mega money, and I think a lot of people do assume that you guys just drift and that is it, and don't see all the stuff day to day. The fact that you have to take time off work and you've got to do this and that and all the other stuff in between.
When I talk to people, they're shocked that I have to change tyres.
what do you mean?
Well, I talk to people who aren't into cars at all, and they ask me about track day, and I'm like, yeah, so I'll bring like 4 or 5 sets of tyres with me, and they're like, what?
See, I usually get
don't
people
like it.
going, "How many tires do you get through one a day?" That's what I usually get. I get a lot of people asking me that. Yeah.
You don't go for any of your little fucking adventure.
The misconception of using crap old tyres as well and pumping
And
them
not
right up
wanting any
and not wanting any. It'll be better in the rain, won't it? No, it's terrible. You want as much grip as possible.
Yeah.
That is a big misconception, to be fair. Like, you want it to be as loose like it. It's like, no, actually, you're constantly looking for more grip and how much power you've got compared to how much grip you can run. That's what you're always looking for.
I've heard that from nearly every drifter that I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Because originally I thought the same thing, and they're like, not in a million years.
You want as much bite and as much grip as possible.
For sure.
Yeah. But it is a genuine misconception, isn't it? But,
I guess it's skip around roundabout in the rain, and you're like, this is so much easier. And
That's where it comes from, isn't it? People put donuts in the back of their cars going around the roundabout. It's like, oh, cheers.
5 laps at Smeethorpe, and I've done a brand new pair of tyres.
Yeah.
In 5 laps.
Yeah, but that's because you just didn't let off.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant.
like
But
at all.
that's the kind of driving and the grip that you're putting into the car that like a normal set of tyres are done in 5 laps.
Yeah, brand new.
Brand new.
Smiththorpe's not a big track for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, it's quite a small oval track.
Huge,
Yeah.
is it?
It's very abrasive though.
It's quite abrasive, yeah. But then, I mean, the opposite side of that is,
Gives you grip.
you know, I can air mine up a bit and be a little bit more gentle because I've got 207 horsepower and you've probably got 200. So I can be a little bit more gentle on the power and not kill them quite so much. But, like, realistically, if I drove it like you did constantly, I'd probably kill a pair in 2 laps, 3 laps. Yeah. Quite easily.
I can drive less.
No, because the car's very different, aren't they?
Yeah.
But the grip, but your car's very gripped up as well for what it is. So you have to drive it like that, which in turn makes your car a very fast car for what it is, but kills tyres.
Yeah.
It's costing you a lot of money, isn't it? You know.
Plus, tyres aren't cheap, though.
No.
Especially having to keep replacing them over and over and over and over.
But the funny thing is, I don't know about you, is you think about all this before, you think about it after, but when you're there, that thought about saving your tyres,
No.
straight
That
away.
thought about I'll back off a little bit. I won't keep my foot in it quite so much. I'll be a bit more gentle. You ain't doing that. No, it's like asking somebody to do a track day and go, just drive gently. Oh, I'll cruise down the straight at 70, go round the corner. No, you ain't doing that. You're going as fast as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's the mechanical sympathy side of it. I always think like I've got to stop beating this car so hard. I'll just drive it a bit more gently, and then the moment I get in, it's like limiter. Oh well.
Mine's the second or third transition. So I very gingerly into the first. Take it a bit easy in the back. Once it's done 2 transitions, that's it.
I've been gentle now.
Yeah. I know it's not going to suddenly do anything weird, so full send.
I used to be like that, and now I'm not even bothered. I just go for it. Just can't be bothered. Just let's have it. It's fine.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, cool. So how did you? So go back to business stuff a minute then. So
Yes.
how did you? Why did you start Exo Racing?
So this was about 6-7 years ago, and to me it was quite difficult getting hold of the parts that I wanted.
Right.
So there was a couple of companies at the time that were doing it, but the service was shocking. So the ones that I dealt with anyway. Obviously, you're not going to name anyone, but I was basically buying stuff for my own car, and there was stuff where like it was 8 weeks out and they wouldn't tell you, and like just the list goes on. You know what it's like. You order stuff and you just get constantly lied to, blah blah blah. So anyway, wanted to do it to one. I guess it's kind of support the people where I was in the same situation before. And yeah, I found just a lot of people weren't very honest for that as well. So I thought I could just do a better job customer service wise than anything else.
Yeah.
And then kind of as the years go on, you kind of fall into your niche and kind of figure out what you do and what you don't, and all the people that follow you, and you kind of just sort of go from there, really. Yeah, it was more from that. It was more from a customer service standpoint than it was.
You wanted to offer a better service than what was already readily available.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it, really.
And how do you feel you're doing with that?
Yeah. What happened with that?
Don't ask the comments.
I go straight out the window. Started making a load of money and thought, I'm not speaking to these idiots.
That's it. No.
Yeah. Well, no drifters come through.
Yeah. You got
The fact that you can go to Exo and just ask you for anything and you would do everything to help somebody is brilliant. And the stock level you've got is really good.
Yeah, we do try. It's obviously quite difficult sometimes depending on what you want, because some things are completely out of my control.
Oh, yeah.
Completely. Like if we're having to import stuff from that are on a huge back order, like the longest one I know that we had is about a year. Guide away a year. Like that is crazy, absolutely crazy. But you couldn't get the part anywhere else. They were manufacturing, and just
kind of is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Like personally, I don't like that. And if I was in the situation, someone phones you up like every other week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we still have no ETA." Like it's not great, is it?
No, but I mean, the difference there is you are phoning them up and telling them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's that.
You're not ignoring their
That's
phone
what you
calls and
want,
emails for months on end. And
Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I'm
it's in
not
the
bad
battery.
at it. Like you do forget stuff quite often.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like there are loads of people that I've kind of not gone in the time scale I'd like to, but always at least actively try as much as I can anyway. And I guess it's just being on top of it really and just trying. Obviously it's hard, isn't it? Some of them you forget and you're like, shit, I'm like 4 weeks in, I really should call this guy.
Yeah, but you do what you do because you're on. It's just you on your own now, isn't it?
Currently, it is,
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a couple of guys down there and they were just kind of left to do other stuff, and I was going to scale back anyway to focus more on our own stuff, so that is what we're doing right now. So currently it's just me.
Awesome.
And Jack a bit, I guess.
Right.
Stealing our videographer.
Yep, studio videographer.
And our kiddo.
Sympathies.
I need
You take as much as you need them. Did you find with your business, how did like COVID affect it?
It was amazing for me personally.
Because everyone sat at home buying stuff. Yeah.
Getting government loans and just absolutely spunking on car bars.
That's what we'd like to hear.
We
I respect
probably 3x'd overnight.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when do we have lockdowns? What, like March, April time, 2020?
2020, I think, was like the first lockdown.
So I went full time in January, and then COVID hit 3 months later. I think 3-4 months later.
Yeah.
pretty much overnight, we just tripled turnover. It was insane.
That's great. Is it carried on? Was it dropped right off now, or it dropped off a bit?
So obviously now we're scaling down, turnover's down, making more money, but turnover's down, which is good. But no, we did really well last year, really well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because I've deleted so much off the website that was just kind of bringing money in. Turnover is obviously down, but
it doesn't necessarily mean you're not still making money or
exactly. Like the stuff we are selling, we're making more money on. So especially like our own stuff. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, cool.
But no, I'd say it's obviously the car industry is quite a weird one at the minute, where everyone isn't sure whether it's going electric or staying back or hydrogen or anything else in between. So like people are still spending money on cars, but you never really know which way it's going to go.
Of course.
So I think people are a little bit reserved about pouring like thousands in. Obviously, like motorsports, like very different, isn't it? It's like you guys, you have to anyway. They're drift cars, that's what you do. But like day-to-day stuff is quite hit and miss at the minute.
Right.
Yeah. I think it depends who it is, though, doesn't it? It depends if they've got money, if it's sat there or whatever. And
I suppose you're always going to get that dude who's going to be building a 60 grand R34, like as in like chucking 60 grand into that R34 or something. You're always going to get that guy, and then you're going to get the opposite scale of it of someone who's just passed their test, but they want something cool from Exo.
Yeah.
So they're buying wheel nuts, I suppose, or something. You know.
But I guess it's good that we kind of cater to both. So whether it's like a full Haltech system or just bolts, I can do both in between and works well.
Yeah,
does work well.
Yeah, you can hit the right niches, I think. So, do you find that there's a product that you maybe thought was going to be like a big break, which turned out to be a bit of a flop, and something which you kind of just did and then ended up being a really good seller?
All the time.
Yeah?
Nearly everything.
Really?
That is business.
Right.
I mean, you just do stuff and you risk it and you see what happens all the time. Like some things are just complete through the floor to the point you just have to bin them. Other things like do really, really well. So like currently right now, we're probably doing better on turbo blankets, exhaust strap and reflective, which to begin with, I didn't really know how it would go. And then as you kind of put more stuff in, like we include like more things with it and stickers, and we've got things that aren't actually released. Hopefully by the time this podcast out will be, but we've got like microfibers and squeegees that go out with reflective now. So like help installation and like, it's kind of like the more you build on stuff, the better it does.
Of course.
So from development side, I guess it's kind of, you know, the better or the more you add with it or the better the product is, the more you're going to sell anyway. So I've kind of going more down that route than anything else.
It's just building that package, isn't it? That's what people are buying. They want to buy into that package. I know a lot of people would agree with this. If you get a little sticker on this fucking 20 grand ECU that you bought, you're like, oh my god, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, so how to then we just had the S2 turn up for the Civic, and it came with a sticker and a lanyard, and I was like, I don't want the ECU anymore.
You're all gone.
Literally put the lanyard on Mickey straight away, and that was it.
So I know now. But it's that package. There's a company that Flora buys a lot of stuff for the MX-5 from, and just a little bag of sweets with a sticker, and that made her day more than the actual package. And like I said, it's developing that, so having the squeegees to go alongside that product makes it more enticing because it's the full thing for people, which makes them more likely to spend the money on it rather than be like, oh, if I get this, I'm going to have to get this and this and this.
I'm going to buy a part from this company again because I've got a sticker out.
But what it will genuinely do is then, like, let's say for instance I went, oh, where'd you get your turbo blanket? I found one on eBay. You just go, mate, don't even bother, just go to Ecto, because you know when you opened it, it was in a nice box and it came with a it instantly puts that in your mind. It's a better product, like, you know, because you back your products, you know your products are good anyway, so it's kind of putting out people, I bought something quality and it's nice, you know. So because all your stuff is nice, to be fair. All your boxes and everything are real nice. Even like your stickers, I've still got one on my car, which is just one of the sealed stickers. I'll come up to it.
It's the one you stole the last time you were there.
He wouldn't give me anything for free. So I stole a couple of these like holographic chrome stickers, and I loved it. I stuck it on my car, and it's probably one of my favourite stickers.
They aren't even stickers we released, by the way. They're stickers that we like put on packaging to seal the boxes.
Yeah, they're wicked.
Like holographic stickers.
I think when you buy something though and it turns up, you're satisfied that you have that part. But the fact that you've now got something free with it, you're like, oh my god, and it makes you happier.
Of course,
that you've bought that thing.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree.
I guess it's just perception, isn't it, from like customers in general? Like, it turns up in a nice box and you get nice packaging, stickers, and all the other stuff in it. And I guess people just appreciate that stuff, don't they? Like our biggest thing that we get in the notes section on everywhere is please include free stickers. Like all the time, without fail.
Is it usually me?
It is.
Give you free shit.
Do you get free stickers or someone buy stickers?
Yep.
Yep.
But no, like, I don't know, it's just nice, isn't it? You get stuff turned out, you get free stickers, and
Yeah.
Everyone loves
Mhm.
free stickers. I mean,
yeah.
different scenario, but I bought a load of stickers for like some of the like demo days and stuff we do,
Mhm.
and just giving them out to people. You think, like, do you want a sticker after they've been in the car or seen them? They're like, really? How much are they? You're like, you can have a sticker. They love it, don't they? And then,
They'll do for life.
but the thing is, you start seeing like a random little sticker on a car drive past. You're like,
Mhm.
what? My car's on that.
It's good for getting the brand out as well.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we don't mind doing it.
I don't know why people stick them, but I mean, the more you give out, the better chance you got. You.
I stuck 3 on Hoggett, so that's how I saw really hot.
God.
I stuck one on the back of his Audi, which is still on there, and then I stuck one on his
A Team Ronin one or an extra racing
Team
one?
Ronin
Right, okay.
I stuck one on his 350, then I stuck one on the seat on his 350 just as a laugh. Still there. He's done like 3 drift days and it's still on his seat.
That is amazing.
Love Hoggett. Legend.
Yeah, people love that stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Free stickers, free stuff, and
Everyone loves
just
free sticker. I still love a free sticker, I'm not gonna lie. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my car's covered in them.
Yeah.
Literally, all my rear windows just free stickers.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's the fit and fab one now say?
Hit and fab or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gave me a cheap nasty one. It's fallen off when I washed the car.
Well, I'm a broke ass bitch. So.
Broke-ass
You didn't expect a decent sticker from me, did you?
No. It's a good job that your welds are better than your stickers, isn't it?
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, brilliant. So while we're on the subject of business, before we move on or anything, is there any tips you could give to like a young entrepreneur who's looking at maybe trying to like not in the car trade?
Sorry, carry on. Chad just instantly started laughing.
I like how Jack's tried to tone it right down. I can't help just laughing every now and then. You know, an entrepreneur, someone who wants to start their own business. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything to do with cars. Just what were things that you put a lot of effort into, maybe that weren't actually
I'm a business owner.
maybe weren't as good as you thought they were going to be, and other things which were like big steps which you wish you knew sooner? Was there anything like that?
Everything. Like, I learn this stuff daily.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
all the time. We could literally sit here and do 5 podcasts on this stuff. So,
Okay.
Be happy with failure.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Just let things fail and learn.
I've failed so many times. Like,
Yeah, I think that's
incredible amount of times.
Yeah.
I guess it's not giving up. It's
when it slumps.
Yeah.
It's getting through the slump to come back out
for
the
sure.
inside.
Like, we've all had really, really, really bad times to the point where like you're depressed and you don't know what to do and you're like, where am I going to get the money from? Blah blah blah. And I guess the only time you're ever going to fail is if you quit. So it's stick with it as long as you can. And obviously, if you're losing money and you cannot do anything about it, and you've tried your hardest and done all the stuff, then nothing you can do to stop it. But
That was savage.
it was.
I wonder if that picked. Did you hear that?
You must
Yeah, I
have that
heard
through
it,
the
yeah.
mics.
Jesus.
Oh,
Are you okay, hon?
tight there, can
Do you
I?
Do you need to PM me?
I'll talk to you later.
PM me, hon.
So yeah, I guess it's not giving up is the main thing, and kind of sticking with it, being resilient, and
Be ready for it to not go the way you want it to straight away.
yeah, like you're going to get negative reviews. Like nobody has complete positive, like anyone at all in the world. Like you think of the biggest companies on this planet, they have negative reviews. So I guess it's not being detracted from all the bad stuff that happens.
You can't
It's
please
difficult.
everybody.
Can't please everyone. I always find with like reviews when I'm looking for a product, and if I find something with the reviews, I find most of the time people will only put the effort into review something if they've had a bad experience.
Oh yeah.
If something
Yeah, of course,
turns
yeah.
up and it's great, it's exactly what you wanted, you go, I know. You don't put the effort
Yeah,
in to go,
yeah.
this was great.
Because you expect it to be already.
Yeah, so I'm always a little bit hit and miss with reviews. It's like, oh yeah, this company was rubbish because this happened. It's like, yeah, but is that just because it happened to you that really...
People like something to moan about.
They do, don't they?
Yeah. Well, that's actually like an addiction. So ranting off at something or being angry spikes your dopamine levels.
I just thought it's
it
because
can
I was
become
small.
addictive. No,
And
if you're a
angry.
dick.
Yeah.
And balding.
Kids in glass.
I've always been like this, so that's not a problem for me. You used to have hair.
Yeah, then I fucking met you and started falling out. Put up with your shit.
Oh no.
Good luck, chap.
Yeah, cool. So obviously you don't have a drift car, but you do have a project car.
Yep.
You're building at the moment. You're doing UT series on.
Yep.
Jack's filming for
You're
you.
going to link it down below, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll put it in the description anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is it a Hana?
What is it?
It's a Honda!
Yeah! So talk a little bit about your build then, because it is hella interesting. So people who might not know, obviously.
Yeah, I guess probably majority of people watch this won't know, will they?
Probably not, no.
So we built a 4-drive Civic a while ago, turbo, and I didn't want a coupe mod, so we swapped it to a hatch, and it is 4-drive, it's fully built B-Series, turbo. It was kind of originally built for grip, and it was going to be a drag car. Then I just kind of lost interest, didn't really want to do it. We cut the front end of the car off, and then past that point, it was just like, nope. So wanted a hatch anyway, so bought a hatch.
EG? EK?
EK.
EK.
So yeah, it's EK, like base model one, but we had to pull. It was auto originally. We had to pull everything out and put like the shifter in for the 4-drive and cables and all that stuff. So it didn't really matter what we started with, chassis wise, and then. Yeah, so 4-drive turbo, obviously on a Haltech now, digital dash and all that kind of stuff. We've got a nuke cell in the back. So yeah, we basically just all the stuff we sell, we just fit to it, basically.
So is it going to be like a bit of a demo car then, and like a road car, or?
So I wanted it to be 100% a road car because it made me really sad last time that because it was a drag car, I couldn't drive it.
Yeah.
And the exhaust was out the bonnet and it wasn't good. So this time we actually have a video coming out next week.
Awesome.
This is next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have been out by now then.
Yeah. So Sam making the exhaust, he's made like a full all the way through with like cap and silencer and all that kind of stuff. And
Nice.
because of the prop down the middle, he's had to like oval it and put it around the chassis legs and kind of
through
through everywhere. And yeah, it's
Interesting.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
basically I want a full exhaust, fully road legal to the point where I can literally just take it out and just send it down the road if I wanted to. So it's
at the
just
speed limit.
At the speed limit,
Yeah.
only doing 70 and 70. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
How quick can I
Yeah,
get to
stuff.
30?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Very fast to 30.
Mhm.
Officer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going purple, it's going livery, it's going wide arch, and yeah, it should be right.
It's going purple.
It's going purple.
It's
It's going purple, Kev.
Passionate P.
Yep.
Passionate P.
I'm into it.
I really like purple.
I'd be a little bit more into it if it was an EG Civic.
Really?
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 EG,
You two
I like
do
it.
kind of look
EGs.
like an EG.
Who won this guy?
I wouldn't really, like, I don't really know the difference. If you showed me pictures,
Well,
I'd
one's,
probably know.
one's disgusting, one's not.
Wow.
EK's cool.
EK's cool,
Is
but
EK
I
like
just
the
slightly
Civic
like
Jordan
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what the EG is like
It's
the
the one
older,
before,
more
with the-
squarer.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
split
thinking
open
of
and
wrong
tailgate
shape.
and
No,
What are you thinking
split
of?
open
I'm
tailgate.
thinking of, the new one. Like, not newish, like 2006, sort of.
2006 is not new. You know we're in 2024.
Yeah, but like, it just kind of looks like a doorstop.
AP3.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
the one. Yeah.
Right. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you like EP3s.
I
was like,
don't mind an
doorstops,
EP3, but they're a
I
bit.
think I'd have one as a daily.
Yeah, I've driven a couple. They're quite good fun cars.
Can imagine
A couple of bits done to them. They're all right. They're quite lively.
What, a full shell swap?
Saying that, more stuff doing case swap than ever nowadays.
Yeah. So why are you not going for a K series then?
I want
Yeah.
a case series.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of slipped
That's a good
B
point,
series.
actually. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why the B series, not a K swap? Then?
Just no B series.
Oh.
That is it. And I had the 4-drive stuff in a pallet. So,
Yeah.
it was
So
like
you
that
fully
or-
forged?
Yeah.
Fully forged, yeah. What kind of power are you aiming for then?
30.
30. So last time I made 500 wheel,
Yeah.
but
Key.
I don't know. Because beforehand we didn't have a cap. I mean, we did on the road, but when it was off road, we didn't have a cap.
To be fair, you should have a lot of flow with Sam's bolts because they're all leaky anyway.
Wow. I'm going to send this video to Sam. He's not going to be happy with you.
Just
I don't
kidding,
know
Sam's
if
actually
it
making
is,
bolder.
But I'm sorry for Jack.
Yeah. What was the question?
What kind of power are you expecting?
Power. Yeah.
Hoping. What
I
are you
don't-
happy with?
450, 500,
Cool.
I think.
Yeah.
Around there somewhere. I mean, it should make it because we were on a Honda before, so way less control. Now we're on a Haltech, so with a cat in it, maybe there somewhere.
Cool.
450, 500.
Yeah.
That'll be all right. I don't think the engine would take it
Is
more.
the 4-wheel drive all right at that sort of power level, or do you
Yeah.
have to do a lot to it?
So we had to basically modify everything on the four-wheel drive to make it work. So
What's the four-wheel drive system from?
CRV.
CRV.
yeah,
That's it, yeah.
yeah. So Mark on CRV, which is B series. We then swapped the S9B gear setting using first to fourth from an S9B and fifth was from the CRV, I think it was. Wave track diff, and then we used the transfer case from the CRV, props Freelander, and the viscous in the middle as well. Because I didn't want to just completely shock the rear and kind of snap stuff. So, yeah, the props Freelander with uprated joints on it, viscous in the middle. The rear is just a CRV rear diff with locking plates in it, and then all the rear stuff is just stock EK with CRV parts. So,
Do you know what sort of ratio you're going for with front wheel drive? Front and rear wheel drive?
when it engages, I think it's about 50 a minute,
50-50.
but it only
Okay.
engages when the front slips. So,
Oh, okay.
So it's not a
Yeah.
permanent four-wheel drive system.
No.
Oh, that's pretty
No.
cool.
Unless
I
you
didn't
take
want
the
it
front shafts out.
And then it's real drive.
Yeah.
No, so it's
Some skids in the
We're
opposite.
gonna take it down to Zorn without the front shafts.
Yeah, definitely. I'm keen on that.
Dad's been telling me this every time he comes down the unit. He's like, "Why don't make it rear wheel drive?" And I'm like, "It's not a drift
Because
car,
Matt
Jack."
keeps going,
Why
do you
is
know
it?
what? I reckon I could drift your car.
I mean, it could be at some point.
Let's do it.
It might
Yeah.
be.
Let's make a video on it.
If I get bored of full drive, let's make it rear wheel drive.
Oh, keen.
Mhm.
I'll definitely talk to you more there.
Yeah.
I've only been asked for free stuff.
Yeah.
Give me free shit.
Um,
I'm a business owner.
no, cool. No, I look forward to seeing it all actually done. So
Yeah.
better. We can meet up in our nice road cars.
Yep.
Even though
Can we?
apparently I ruined them. Yeah.
Yep. You do.
My nice black BMW.
Yep.
Yep.
Good. Not sorry about that at all, are you?
No.
What's wrong with your
You okay?
Lou?
Yeah, I've just reading on the board.
Oh.
Matt made a comment to me saying I was having a private conversation with him over message about certain things.
I mean, if it's private, why are you... Forget it. Forget it. Hold on.
We were having a chat about things.
Yeah.
And he said this is coming from the guy who ruins road cars. And since he said that, I completely fixed my BMW. I've repolished it all. It's got a genuine MOT on it with no advisories, just to prove a point.
Yeah, but that won't last long, will it?
Shut up.
I speak to this guy once a year and he goes through all that effort to prove a point.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I
You really hold a grudge, don't you?
I am so salty.
He is
I am
a
so salty.
short, angry, balding, salty man.
I am the most petty, salty man that you could ever meet. You think
You know.
you ain't think ready salty, Chris is salty. Whew, you have tasted me. Right. So this is a conversation that I'm sure you're dreading because I expect you're so bored in the teeth of listening to
Let
it.
me guess, you're going to ask me for free stuff or sponsorship, one of the two.
No, I'm not going to ask you.
Oh, right,
for nothing.
okay.
What I'm going to ask you is, I know for a fact, like all joking aside, I know that you're not looking at sponsoring anyone or anything like that. And I know you have sponsored people in the past, and I know you do still have people you sponsor.
Yeah.
As a business owner, Jack, press the button.
I'm a business owner.
When people approach you for sponsorship, so obviously with drifting, as you know, as you probably had millions of people ask you for it, it's very hard to get sponsorship, and drifters are always trying to find that way. What is it that would grab your attention if someone was asking for sponsorship? What would be the best way for them to approach you?
That is a hard question. I think, from my point of view, it's like everybody needs to win out of it, right? So we get promotion, you guys get stuff, or discount stuff, or like whatever you're kind of doing towards it. A lot of the time, to me, it seems very like drift guys just ask for sponsorship because they ask for it, not because
They're asking for
like,
discount, not sponsorship.
yeah, not that they're fully prepared to actually go down the sponsor route.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I haven't dealt with like a huge amount of people like this anyway, but it seems more people like the idea more of sponsorship than what sponsorship actually entails. Like, we have a couple of people that are like really, really good for sponsorship, and all year round they're constantly posting stuff, and like we help them out, they help us out, and it's actually like really good both ways. Hence why they're still sponsored, and it's that funny?
No.
It's kind of a weird time to laugh, but whatever.
He's probably thinking about something else. Don't worry about
Probably, yeah.
Just press the other button. Press the other button. No, not that
I'm a business owner.
one. Press that one.
You need to curb the ADHD.
This is Jack.
You need to curb the ADHD.
That's Jack's special
I'm a
button.
business owner. ADHD.
Right, Jack, stop.
Do you think the problem is that a lot of people are asking for sponsorship aren't aren't being professional about it, then they're not
Mhm.
they're not trying to make a contract with you and keep to their side of it.
Yeah.
They just want a mate to give them free shit or something,
Basically.
and
So-
just stick a sticker on their car or
Mhm.
something.
So if someone came up to you with a fully written proposal and was
Mm-hmm.
like, I can guarantee you this sort of, okay, I'm doing this event, this event, this event, and this event.
Mhm.
I want to be, let's say, doing Drift League next year. I will happily go halves and halves on a rap with your company over it.
Mhm.
I will pay for a videographer to follow me around on track. Where it worked out both ways. I want to be the next James Dean.
Mhm.
Would that look a
Are you
lot
talking
more
about
enticing?
yourself?
No.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to pull that off, Jack.
Would this look a lot more enticing towards you with like a written proposal that's professional, almost like a guideline of a contract already?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think it depends on what the people are like. So if, for example, they're very heavy on like we're going to promote on social media, like a lot of people that say that to us haven't posted in a year. It kind of invalidates the whole thing, right? So it's people keeping on top of it and constantly, but not even like so much like go buy sponsor stuff. It's not really about that. It's more just people being active for stuff. There's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, we're going to go to like 10 events this year, and they go to one, and like we then don't get anything out of it. And if anything, it's just us giving discount for the sake of giving it out.
Have you been burnt by stuff like that in the past?
No, not necessarily burn. I think you can tell who is serious about it and who isn't.
Okay.
And I think it's more like the attitude towards it as a whole. So, for example, like if you guys were to come to me, right, and you were to say, we're doing all these events, doing all this stuff, like I could potentially get nothing out of it. But if I can see that you're constantly posting stuff and like people do follow you, and not even from like a sales point of view, but just from the fact that you're trying just as hard as we are, like discount wise, like you're trying to promote us, we're giving you discount, and it kind of does help everyone. A lot of it, I feel like people are very like, great, now we're sponsored because they want to say that they're sponsored, not because they understand how it does work for both sides. And it's more of from a car side more than it is a business and a car side.
I feel like I couldn't agree more. Like from what I've seen, and obviously trying to approach sponsors myself. I, obviously writing up a proposal that I wrote.
Oh yeah, you just phoned me up, didn't you? And you were like, "How does this sound?"
I sent it to you. Can you read this as a business? As a business owner,
It's very Wigan, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But
Like
I just wanted you to read it as, again, someone who owns their own business. How does this read to you?
Yeah.
What does it actually feel like, instead of it being, because I tried to do exactly what you've said there. It's not a case of, oh, I want to do this, can you help me out? It's a case of, if you want to be involved in what we're doing this is what we're doing, this is what I can offer you.
Yeah.
Are you interested? I don't. The proposal doesn't ask for anything. I mean, I've had no success with it, but it doesn't actually ask for anything.
You didn't attach a picture of yourself to it, did you?
I put a picture of you.
That
was the
plot.
I mean, we're very lucky that we do have some like really good sponsors anyway. So like Keywise, obviously Big Dirty Burnouts, and Dragon. So we're very, very lucky.
And Fit and Fab.
And what?
Fit and Fab.
And Fit and Fab, yeah.
That's Fab making my occasion, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Obviously, you help us out. That's more like a mutual, just friendship thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, we try and help you out, you help us out.
For sure.
But a lot of it, I think sponsoring for people is a very hard thing, because like you said, I feel like it's almost
It's lost its meaning in the drift views.
I feel like it's almost just approached. Sorry about that. Shane's working downstairs. I feel like it's very much approached as an immature subject. Like, can I have this?
I think there's a lot of people that are trying to get sponsorship, but they're not giving back to the business what they're taking from it.
Yeah.
Do you think people just don't understand what sponsorship is?
Yes.
I think that's a big thing.
100%.
You get a lot of immature lads who
They just think, I'll put your sticker on my car. You give me all this free stuff, and that's the end of it. That's
the thing.
how it works.
Nothing in this world is free.
No.
I mean, I've had conversations with people before, and they're like, well, I'm not putting a sticker on my bonnet because my bonnet's worth loads of money. So a sponsor wants to pay me a load of money, they can go on the bonnet. It doesn't really work like that. Like, those days, anything like that is gone, isn't it? Like, no one's going to go, I'll tell you what, mate, I'll pay for all of Drift League, all of your tyres if you put my name on your bonnet. No one's going to do that. You're not offering anything.
The problem is that, if I approached somebody and said, "Oh, would you like to sponsor me?" and I gave them a good deal and my social media was brilliant and I advertised them everywhere, is that business actually going to gain anything out of it? Because if they've got a large social media following anyway, why do they need me? They can go and off and do other stuff or pay a videographer to make them videos and share it about, or competitions. There's lots of there's other avenues that a business can take, which would benefit them a lot more than sponsoring a regular person like me.
It's very hard.
I kind of disagree with that though.
Yeah.
Because you have people that specifically follow you, right? Or Team Ronin or whatever. Or like people that you're really good friends with, or people that if you're like, this is the company I use, they're really good, they'll listen to you. And not from a like force people down this route to go by because they sponsor us, but like if you feel that's the right thing, like you're going to be honest with the people you know, right? Yeah. So if you're like, I don't know, I got exhaust wrap from Matt and it was great and I think you should run it as well, they're going to listen to you. So
I think that comes with, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think that comes with as well with people seeing cars working a lot. So how come your car works all the time? What are you using? Well, I'm using this from him, this from him, this from him. Oh, and it works all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because they get you on every month.
I'm still using an extra turbo blanket from him, and he still won't let me have another.
It still works.
Yeah, no, interesting.
Do you think people need to combat it as a business more rather than just a hobbyist?
I mean, I don't think it's always about that. It's very like depending on who it is and where they are in drifting itself. Are we talking about drifting sponsors or just?
Do you know what? Let's talk about
motorsport.
Let's talk about motorsport because at the moment sponsorship's a dying thing anyway because we're in a massive living cost crisis and a lot of companies just don't have the funding for it or they're cutting back budgets on it and really big drivers are losing them.
I feel like social media has changed a lot of it as well.
100%.
This is sort of 20 years ago, like having your logo on somebody's car was probably a big thing, whereas now you can get your logo out lots of other ways, can't you?
I also think one of the other big issues is there's a lot of people who ask for sponsorship ask performance, not car part suppliers, but brands that work in with performance cars to pay for a league of Drift League, and then they go, do you know what? If I want to do that, I'll just build my own car. And I'll put my whole logo over the car, and I've seen it with like, I'm not going to mention names, but I know a brand who's done that. I know two brands who've done that and gone, well, we don't want to sponsor people because we're now doing it ourselves. You've given us the idea of, I'm going to make a social media account and do really well. And they have done really well because they've got the funding to bring on professional videographers and to create a story and to create that marketing. At the most, sponsorship is just a form of marketing.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that is, exactly.
Yeah. And people don't see it like that. People come into the hobby and they go, I've heard that Martin Wanacart is sponsored and he gets free things. Not that he necessarily does, but then they go, I can do that because I could just throw that word about and ask anyone. And then they don't know what it means. They don't know what they're putting themselves up to. And there's a lot more work into it, like Matt was saying, than is necessarily achievable to them. And I also think if you can't run your own social media, how can you go up to another company and be like, look, I'm gonna run a social media account for you. I'm gonna promote you, but I can't get more than 300 followers on Instagram.
You got 300?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's what you got for this whole conversation.
I was actually really enjoying that. Like,
that was good.
That was good, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people need to grow up a little bit and realise.
I've got over 1,000.
Yeah. That the world's.
Do you want to give me free shit, Matt?
Hit the button.
Give me free shit.
So it's got to be done in threes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's free shit.
That's the ADHD coming back out.
No, that's OCD.
Go on.
OCD.
Yeah.
That one?
Jack, you need to curb the ADHD.
Yep.
You can't just take the batteries off. That's against the rules. You pressed it again now.
I won't stop.
So the sponsorship thing's a very weird subject because
I expect you're bored of hearing it.
I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just trying to teach people. A lot of people don't really fully understand and they see the biggest names in the industry and they're like, wow, those guys are sponsored, they get everything for free.
But they are also plastered all over the internet.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
And they're not necessarily getting everything for
No.
free. You
But no,
don't know what deal they've
Exactly.
come between them.
I
Yeah.
was listening to a podcast about someone who was on Formula Drift, and they was talking about actually financing the car that they took out on competition.
yeah,
Yeah,
don't doubt
yeah.
it.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
I remember, I think it was the start of this season or last season, same again, FD driver. He said, basically, he didn't think he was going to get to round one, got to round one, car wasn't even painted. And literally at the last minute, they got a sponsor, and the sponsor literally basically gave him just enough money to put a body kit on the car.
Man.
And that was it. Everything else he had to pay for himself.
again, it's all misconceptions
Yeah.
of
it is.
social media where
Yeah.
people don't see the behind the scenes of it. They don't see the politics. They don't see everything that's holding
They
sport back.
don't see me working till midnight some
No.
nights just to be able to
Yeah,
even
and live
scrape
off
some
top
money
vehicles.
together to put a car, build a car, to put a car
But to
together
be
myself.
fair,
Yeah,
you do have 2 semen demons as well, which
Yeah.
costs you money.
yeah.
So it's kind of your own fault, isn't it? Should have wiped
Well.
up the curtains. But
Yeah.
Your mum
I'm
told me
joking.
not to.
Oh wow!
Already?
To be fair, your kids are great.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm joking. But
I guess the other thing is people think that you guys get paid for this stuff, for drifting.
we don't get paid ever.
Nothing.
No.
The only time
I won 500 quid
when did you win that?
when I came second
What
place
place?
at Autofest.
Oh, first loser.
Well, in my defence, the only reason I came second is because you drove into me early on in the day,
Doesn't sound like
bent
me.
my rear lower control arm.
Nah,
Yeah,
I wasn't jealous that your car was working and mine
which
wasn't.
threw the toe and the camber off, which meant I had massively less grip than I would have had.
Doesn't sound like me, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does sound like an excuse.
yeah, it is. I'm going to make all the excuses.
Yeah. I'm not bitter like that because your car was working and mine
How
wasn't.
much money have you won? Oh no.
I haven't won any, but I've made. The only time I've made money in drifting is from doing passenger rides.
Oh, okay.
At like Autofest and stuff.
Mhm.
But
It's
again,
almost negative.
it pays for me to be there,
Yeah,
and it pays for my tires.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily do it for the money.
You don't make money out.
I don't make
as
money out of
such.
it,
Yeah.
and I don't do it for the money. It's not a swaying point for me. It's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
But to get to that point, the money that I've invested in that car, the seat time, the driving,
God, that is disgusting.
it's the conversation you and I had when I was like, my car doesn't owe me that much, and you were like, what about your engine? And I was like, it's unopened, it doesn't cost me that much, and you were like, manifold, turbo, and I started adding it up, and I was like, my engine cost me more than I bought the whole car.
Second turbo, third
But again,
turbo,
you guys-
fourth turbo.
Sorry?
You don't do it for the money, do you?
No, you don't. No, of course you don't. No, but you don't. But yeah, a lot of people do assume, like, again, people who don't know anything about drifting, they say like, oh, so do you win loads of money if you win a competition? You don't win a lot of money. It's
Very, very minimal, especially in the UK.
yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't be like, you know,
If
couldn't live off
if
that.
you drove it every single round, it still wouldn't pay for itself.
I don't think so.
If you drove and won every single round, it wouldn't pay for itself.
No,
It would still cost you money.
I don't know. Besides from people like James Dean, Bagsy, who are their own brand, aren't they? They're their own brand. They're selling themselves. It's the whole package. It's not just them as drifters.
For sure.
I don't know a single pro drifter who doesn't have a job. It doesn't happen. You don't live off drifting. It's impossible.
But even then,
from
A brand.
YouTube channel.
they're only managing that with help from sponsorship as well as marketing their own brand and having to sell their own merchandise
Bagsy's got
and stuff.
SB, isn't
to
he?
it,
He's got SB Motorsport. You know, he's got his own motorsport. I mean, drifting has obviously opened those doors for him, but he still has to make money, and it's
and it's the same for most drifters. Most of them are any fairly good drifter is probably some form of business owner.
Yeah, for sure.
And that business only allows them to be able to drift. They're not just millionaires and they're going off drifting and doing whatever
playing
they
with
want
their cars
whenever
whenever
they
they want. They're still working every hour under the sun. You know,
But I guess this is where sponsorship helps, isn't it? Where,
of course,
like, you get enough guys on board and you can, like, pay for little things or get discount and stuff, and you just kind of, you do get enough that it's worth doing and you're not just having to, like, fork out for absolutely everything that you're doing.
I think it comes down to I think a lot of people expect to phone Exo Racing and go, oh, I want to do Drift League next year. Okay, what competition have you done before? None. Right, so you can do a whole year. Yeah. Can you pay for it for me? And in return, I'll put a sticker on my car.
Yeah.
What the reality of a sponsorship looks like to me is, I want to build something with you as a company. I can offer you this. Where can we start? How does this work? After this year, end of the year, let's talk. So what can you do for me next year after what I've done for you this year? How much reach did you get? What worked, what didn't? Let's look at. By the time you're looking 5 years down the line with that sponsor, it could be a whole different thing. You might be at the point where this sponsor's now turning around and going, I'll pay for your full year, and then another sponsor's going, I'll pay for your full tyres. But all of a sudden, you're 90% of the way paid.
Yeah.
But that could take 10 years. That could take 15 years. And I think everyone's jumping in and going, can you pay for all my tyres for a season? And everyone's just going, no.
Yeah.
It's, why would I do that?
You've got to build that relationship as well. Like, you know, me saying, oh, I'm doing Drift League, like, Matt, what can you do for me? And he says, well, I'll give you a couple of AN lines or something like that.
Give you a sticker.
or you know, I'll give you a discount on some, you know, heat blanket and bits and pieces, whatever. But then that builds into a relationship, doesn't it? And next year it might be, oh, I'll give you a bit more. You like, you know, your coverage on and your social media side of thing is been good. You've tagged me in everything as you said you would. You've got to build the trust as well.
I think for being sponsored for drifting, it's not actually the drifting who gets sponsored. So you look at people who are doing better in the world. So like you're looking at FD drivers. What are they constantly doing? Constantly on podcasts, constantly getting out there. I don't think a lot of their sponsors come from the actual side of drifting. I think that drifting opens up the market for them to jump onto other massive podcasts and onto. Do you know what I mean?
It's the following of people recognising you,
and they invest in the story of the person rather than the.
Well, I have noticed over the last sort of 5-10 years that a lot of it is now branding. That they're sponsoring the person as opposed to a car.
Or a team.
Yeah.
Plus, I guess it's like who you get on with and who you feel like you can help the most. Like, it isn't purely about the business side for me specifically. Like, if someone came to me and I knew they were in need, do you know what I mean? I'd be not more inclined to, but
I'm in need.
I'm in need, desperate need.
I'm in need of 20 grand.
Let's cut all of that. I didn't say I
You mean like
You're gonna get
desperate,
so
like
many
I'll get on my
phone
knees
calls.
kind of need.
But I have no money. Please
you
give me a
don't
free
cut that, you're
time.
never getting anything ever again.
I don't get anything anyway.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from, where personal relationships are a big thing because you're never going to sponsor someone who you think's a dick.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, you're right on that one.
Actually, you might, because if they're a dick and they've got a massive social media following, you might.
Probably not.
No, it's
Really?
not worth it.
But I think that comes from what kind of business you are. Where like
Yeah.
Matt's on his own small business, like
If all I wanted to do was make money, then yes.
Yeah.
But no, for me, it's
Yeah, because you have to work with the bloke a lot.
Mhm.
Especially like between me and you with like the social media posts, it's a lot of communicating between each other. So having that separation of like you have no idea of what's getting filmed and getting posted and what can be said and what can't be said.
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of communications there, which you can't sponsor like 20, 30 people because you'll have 20, 30 phone calls every 5 minutes.
The other thing is like it's very difficult to control what people are posting.
Yeah.
If you get someone that is constantly posting like horrific stuff all over social media and you sponsor them, you also look bad.
Yeah.
Because you've chosen that person out of however many people to
And then if
sponsor.
you drop them as a sponsor, it opens up a whole other world of why.
Yeah.
You know, and all that.
So it's being careful about who you pick for one, and I guess it's like
I mean, you've made some bad mistakes. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alfie's car had Exo Racing on it at one point.
Yeah.
Of all the people in the world, the worst sounding V8.
that's. But it's basically his twin.
I know.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
You are looking more like MD, my dad.
that's
Yeah.
how he got sponsored. He thought it was Kev. It was like, I'll give you that. It was like, oh,
What, you weren't sponsored me?
can you put a livery over my full team, please? Yeah, of course, Kev. My name's not Kev, but
No.
yeah,
Not Alfie.
you've grown.
He took taller. Yeah, no. All joking aside, I think we should move on from that conversation. But I think that's really good.
Before we move on quickly, what are your thoughts about it? Or like all three of
Sponsorship?
you as a team?
I'm going to answer that quickly because what really bugs me about the sponsorship thing, like I said, I approached you at the beginning of the year. Can you look over this for me? What would you change? What do you think? And I'm happy to back what I've said in those. And I have spoken to potential people, and there are things in the works and stuff. What really bugs me is I'm not going to go into who and what, but I helped another guy who asked help from me, and I kind of explained to him what to say, what you should kind of, and he made up a load of bullshit. Basically on a thing, send it off to someone, and this person offered to help them out with some discount, and they just went, and then they basically just said thanks and didn't even back up what they asked for. They didn't buy anything, they didn't do anything.
Right.
That bothers me because what you've done there is you've ruined that for anyone else.
That company may look negatively towards anybody.
Because it was a professionally written thing, and a lot of it was lies. And I was like, but if you're still willing to go and spend a lot of money with them, it doesn't really matter because it's going to get seen. You are doing the right thing. Yeah, you're only asking for discount. You're not asking for free, and they've done you a good deal, but they're obviously still making money. But then you haven't backed it up. That bothers me because, like I said, you could now go, I've got £1,000 and I need to go and buy this, and this company might have helped you out before, and now they won't because they go, that's no point, drifters.
Because somebody has ruined it.
A lot. And I think the expectation of what you're going to get as a sponsorship, like I said, you're not going to just message these companies and expect you need to lay it out. And I always feel like you shouldn't be asking, you should be what you can offer. You should be selling
do
it.
better.
Yeah.
Do better.
Don't think of it as I'm getting free shit. Think of it, I'm a marketing advisor for the company.
I'm building a relationship.
Yeah.
I guess the other problem with that though is that like a lot of drifters want to drift. They don't want to go down a business route to the point where they're having to like help promote a brand to do stuff. That is the way it works, but
part and parcel of it.
It is 100%.
Make friends.
Just from like some of the stuff I've seen, it's very like we just want to drift, and that is it. And you're like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out, and then that's it. You never hear from them ever again because they just want to go drifting and just want to pay for drifting.
I mean, I've had a few companies who have been nice to me because I've gone, look, I drift. I'm going to be getting this from you every now and then. Don't have to help me out, but I'd love it if you could. And it was like every time I got tyres, I had a free alignment. And it was like, oh, Roger, that helps because the alignment on my beam was wank.
No, yeah, that's it. What are your thoughts on it? You got any thoughts on it like that, or just?
I just think people should get over this idea of that you're going to get sponsored and you're going to be the next James Dean, because it's a hell of a lot of work, even just at the very basic level that I do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if you are, put your money where your mouth is.
What, if you are sponsored?
No, if you want to be the next James Dean, fucking do it. But prove it. Don't fucking half-arse it. Put your fully balls deep in there. Ruin your life.
What has just rolled you up like straight away?
Give your mortgage away. I hate people
What just
who say.
happened?
I hate people who talk about something, big it up for like 2 years, and go, that's hard. What did you expect?
I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. People who say, this is another thing. I mean, this is completely sidetracked. Obviously, why we're called sidetracked.
Yeah.
People who say that they like love drifting, everything. All they ever want to do is be drifting and be great at it, but they put in no effort, and then they whinge like hell when something goes wrong. Like, if you want to do it, then you just need to get on with it. Like the amount of times me and you have had like nightmares. Paul. Driftland, going up to Driftland, me and you trying to, and Paul fixing his car at midnight, like the day before.
Up and all happens. Snapped his up, didn't he? Cast on hub and it got welded up.
Yeah, Shane welded it up. But like, you just got to get on with it. Like, no one wants to hear you struggle, just do it.
It's exactly the same business though, isn't it? Where you just have to be resilient to the point where if you need to stay there till midnight, you stay there till midnight and you just get stuff done.
Once you've blown up, probably 6 engines in 6 months?
You did have a good run.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think one a month.
You did good.
One a month for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Bad map, flywheel,
Oil
crank pulley, oil pump. Yeah.
Just bad luck. But then again, I mean, you say that I didn't blow an engine, but I reckon there was probably a 6-month run of where I had things break. Every time I went to a drift day, I pull off trailer, did one lap, something would break. Manifold cracked, turbo broke, wasn't it? And it was stuff that put you out, clutch went. And I remember just going to you like, I'm done with this. Put the car in the unit, didn't drive it for 2 years and just bought good shit. and just left it. Just,
Taking a break's fine.
yeah.
Taking a break's completely different to going.
I took a year out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you,
I
mate.
didn't get me anyway.
You seem
Seemed completely pointless.
Did you save lots of money?
If anything, I was just jealous of everybody else that was still drifting at the time.
Yeah. Cool.
Why purple, Matt?
I forgot about purple.
Yeah.
Right, but I was saying earlier about the purple, right? I love purple. I love the colour
I like purple.
You're telling me you hate purple?
No. I never said I hate purple.
You were bitching about.
What I said is when you said you were doing your car purple, I said why purple? Why? Because the thing that bothers me about purple is right.
You can't pull it off.
I think right. This isn't like okay. Right. So this is my opinion on drift wise. Okay. You've got Garage 500 with obviously Marcus and Ames and stuff. Their car's purple.
Yeah.
That purple looks epic.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is copy it.
That purple you painted your 14
Awful.
looked horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also think, I agree.
Yeah.
But there's so many.
Which is why you then painted it white.
White. There's so many purple drift cars. Right, there's so many. Everyone's like, I'm going to do it. Canberry purple. Why? There's so many colours.
Bring that red. I like red.
Yeah, red's cool.
Red's
whatever.
cool. Who's those?
Bring back pink.
Who's those German blokes?
Pink's cool.
Who's the German blokes with really clean E46s that are red? Oh, they're really big out there. They get like used for demos all the time in fucking Europe.
Don't know.
But they've got some really clean 46s that are just like this lovely red.
Yeah, red's cool. I'm just bored of seeing purple. Everyone does purple. I'm going to wrap my car purple. I feel like
Kev, I'm going to wrap my car purple.
What kind of purple though? Because
Is going exo racing purple. That is why it's going purple.
like your hoodie.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like your hoodie.
A little bit lighter. A little bit lighter than this one.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm just bored of seeing it. I think that's my problem. On a drift scene, I think
Mm-hmm.
Marcus and Ames have got it the best purple you can get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to get better than that. So seeing everyone else's, I'm like, it's a limp version. You know, let it be. Do something different. Everyone's
building a 500 horsepower four-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's why I said drifting. That's why I said drifting.
But it's purple. It's going to be a drift car.
So there's actually two reasons that it is going purple. One of them is because our logo's green. It was the opposite ends of the colour work, so it had to be purple for one.
Green and purple works.
Yeah.
Green and purple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, green and purple. I do like purple. There's some hellishly cool
Black
purple.
and green goes well though.
And also, I can't go any other colour because all of our packaging is purple.
Yeah, no.
Being into our unit, right? Everything is purple.
I think, like I said, I feel like I'm bored of seeing it on drift.
Oh, mate, nobody cares about your opinion, though.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair comment, to be honest.
Everyone, paint your car purple and get sponsored for nothing.
I think that would be cool. Purple.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll.
Thanks,
yeah.
Ben.
And I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure I will.
Where's the free stuff button?
I don't know, that was
which leads us on then, talking about no one cares about my opinion.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinions.
Ooh.
Oh, God.
Or around, if you
That's for other people.
It doesn't have to be about drifting, obviously. It doesn't even have to be about the car scene necessarily.
It doesn't even have to be about cars at all. It could be about, I don't know, you hate people that leave the toilet seat up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I leave that up, so I can't hate them.
Right.
Maybe you hate yourself. I hate myself.
Yeah.
I hate myself every day.
Massively unpopular.
I hate
Matt's unpopular opinion. I hate myself. That's not unpopular. Everyone hates themselves.
I'm literally so fried.
Nothing else.
Nothing. I have nothing at all.
That's fine. That's all right. Just be
What about
boring.
you guys?
Just be boring and
What
don't
have
say
you
anything. I mean, I've said so many things about it.
46 is better than a 36.
I can't say any of my opinions.
I don't know what else. I think so, yeah.
I think a 36 is a better looking car. I think a 46 is a better car.
Maybe.
On that,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mine have been.
Oh, God.
Have you not had mine? No, probably not. My first one was, I think the front of an S15 is ugly. It looks like a Peugeot, or it looks like a dog with their face.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
I think it is.
I've seen a lot of social media content on that Peugeot and people.
Yeah, but have you seen the amount of S14s that are 14.9 and they've got an S15 front end or
So
something?
that's people just trying to be different.
I think I'm coming around to it, though. I see so because I said it. Obviously, people just send me pictures of them all the time,
I bet.
and yeah.
All I'm going to say is purple cars from now on.
What about just purple things?
Or just purple things.
That sounds kinky.
Yeah.
Strangle.
Paul's one was he disliked a Mark IV Supra.
Yeah, I don't think that's that unpopular, to be
I
honest.
don't really know anyone who's actually
Don't-
said, I think you're
don't.
wrong. I really like them.
It kind of looked cool if they've got a kit and wheels and bits and pieces on it. But
To be fair,
I'm
until
not a
when
fan
he got
of
his Supra, I wasn't a massive fan.
Yeah.
I mean, they're okay, but I would never own one, personally.
Too much money.
Engines are good, for sure, but...
Oh, yeah, legendary, isn't it?
Like, yeah, I don't know.
Have you got any unpopular opinions? Have you
Yeah,
ever
I
actually
don't like
actually-
rotaries.
Don't start that.
I think they just sound like a KTM will fucking fall back. Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna have to tell him now. If anyone's watched this before, they're gonna be so bored of it.
Bored
Another
of
one of my
listening.
unpopular
Oh,
opinions.
here we go.
Is
Kev
it
banging
Jack?
on about his
Is
car.
Jack your unpopular
Yeah,
opinion?
that's not unpopular, this is it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
a really
something-
popular guy. Yeah.
Was I didn't like the sound of a rotary on full blown limiter,
Really?
but since I said that, I've heard nothing but full blown limiter rotaries, which just sound epic. So I completely retract it.
Nah, I hold by it, and I've got a mate who owns a 7 and an 8, both rotaries, track cars, and he goes out once a year in both of them, and both of them blow up once a year. And it's fucking shit. And
So that's just the rotary you don't like.
That's good enough
yeah,
to do about this.
no, not just that. I said I don't like rotaries. That's my unpopular opinion. Don't like them. I appreciate the
Yeah, I
engineering
think-
that's gone into it.
yeah.
I like the fact that they're
There's
different.
quite a few people that don't.
We had this
like them,
conversation
but-
when I got my RX-7, and
Yeah.
I said to you, it's got the gearbox in it, it's got all the wiring loom. What do you think about me putting a rotary in it? And we talked about it back then. Went through the pros and cons, and I was like, yeah, fuck that noise V8.
Yeah, that's if
But I love an RX-7.
Oh yeah, and then you chose a really crap V8 to put in.
You told me to put it in. You were the one that told me. I thought you were saying it, mate. You missed it.
I haven't got one in my compact at all.
Yes, yeah, well, I mean, it makes 7 horsepower, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
too gloating about it.
That much?
But I don't know.
I would also say that fucking the 7 is probably one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen.
That's not
When
unpopular.
they're done nicely.
That's not unpopular.
No,
That
no,
is
but-
facts.
no.
That
Oh,
Yep.
right.
is facts, mate.
Facts.
Facts, bruv. My favourite.
No. So when I say I don't like rotaries, I don't like engines.
Yeah.
I think they're over-engineered for what they are. Some just trying to be a bit different. To, what's it called?
Yeah, but
Cycle.
what rotary are you talking about? Are you
That's
talking?
be
Oh,
because that's the only one I know.
but are you actually talking about that?
I'm
Or are
talking
you talking about
I'm
like a
talking about
Renaissance in
13B
a
from.
RX-8 or something?
No, I'm talking about the 13B of people who I know with 7s who have
Oh.
tracked them and just the amount of complaints I've had. I've never, so Paul's when you see, I've never heard him go, oh fucking hell, this is shit engine. He's like, this is amazing because it's lasted me so many seasons. Where everyone I know who's
Really
had
makes me want to
7,
build a rotary that I can kick a shit out for a whole year just to prove Jack wrong.
Yeah, do it.
You can't afford.
I think-
I can't
you
afford
can't afford
that,
to buy a
no.
rotary, let alone
Like,
maintain it and
yeah.
put a turbo on it and an
Get the free
ECU.
shit.
If you want to,
Where is it? Give me free shit.
Free shit.
Do you know what would have been interesting? Putting a rotary in your Civic. That would have pissed people off.
I've not done it in a million years, but
That would have pissed people
Do you
off.
know what,
I like that.
actually?
A rear engine
Any-
rotary.
An EG hatch with a rotary in it, rear wheel drive.
Well, to be honest, might as well just put a KTM
Quite
in
into
it.
that idea actually.
Again, you can't afford it.
No, I can't. I really want to, but I don't know what it is.
Do you reckon you could fit half a bike in the back of your car?
half a bike.
Yeah.
What bike?
Why?
That'd be a cool build.
Where's he going with this?
Where's the ADHD
Has he asked
button?
anybody
No.
else this? Or is it just me?
Jack.
Jack, you need to
No,
curb
no,
the
listen
ADHD.
to me. This would be a cool build. Get the bike, like the engine of the bike, half the bike cut, so
Didn't
attach the drive shaft to
didn't
the
them
chains.
Polish guys do it in a little van thing?
Yeah, when they did a full-
Night Ride.
Yeah.
Is it Night Ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack is.
Yeah.
Hang on, I
obsessed
thought you
with
were
Night
just
Ride.
on about putting half a bike in the car.
Yeah.
Just like putting it in the
But
car to
can we-
transport it somewhere.
Can we get a pedal bike? Because it'll probably be quicker.
Sure.
And then a Civic.
Yeah. Well, it's never going to run, is it?
What, with the amount of money he makes?
You were filming
Yeah.
when it ran.
You call that running?
It was running. Should we cut to it? Can we cut to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
You
send
got
me a clip.
footage? I'll show you the clip.
I can't send the clip. I edited it to make it look like it's running. it's just a video of the engine bay, and I searched up Civic running.
Turbo Civic.
Yeah, but the
How's your car getting on, Jack?
really good actually.
Is
It's off track signs? Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's better.
It does not surprise me one bit.
Really windy the other weekend, wasn't it?
Blew off the Jack stand.
Blew my
Every
fucking
time Jack's
roof
like,
off.
your car's never going to run, I'm like, how's yours getting on, bro?
Well, my did run. To be honest, mine's not far off. Like it runs, it drives, it just needs bushings. But the only reason why I've done the bushings is because I'm focusing on trying to get a nice camera so I can film for you.
Good trip, me.
Yeah.
Are you expecting free bushes? That is that what you're
No, I'm expecting free camera.
Go on, hit the button. You might as well.
I'm a business owner.
Give me free shit. Right, so on that rambling nonsense, I think we should call it a night. Has anyone else got anything to say? Anything you want to ask us? Anything you want to tell the people?
On our list?
I think we have.
Pretty much done
Can
it.
everyone who watches us ask Matt for a sponsorship, please? Yeah. Even if you don't have
Really badly.
Yeah.
Just send them a message saying, "Oi, mate, watch podcast, innit? What's for free?"
No,
Luckily
call
for me,
Give me a
people
free
not to
shot.
watch us to the end, so I'm good.
If you have actually watched this all the way to the end with Jack, well done.
Fair play.
I will give you Matt's mobile number.
If you PM Jack, he'll give you Matt's mobile number. Thanks for coming down, mate, in all seriousness.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's good. It's good. It's nice to hear.
I'm sorry it was so shit for you.
Good. I enjoyed it.
I know you're used to Jack, so it's not that.
I am used to Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
If I wasn't used to Jack, then I think this would have gone very differently. For sure.
You're saying you would have hit me?
Probably.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
I'd love to smack your ass.
Right, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.